The Young and the Restless scoop for Monday, December 29th reveals Phyllis Summers will have a belated Christmas gift for Jack Abbott. Also coming up, Billy Abbott will be shocked by his brother's insinuation. Plus, Noah Newman will fret over Sienna Bacall, and Nick Newman will make Matt Clark a generous offer. Y&R spoilers tease Sharon Newman will try to be a calming presence for her son. Noah will say he can't stop thinking about what could be happening to Sienna. Sharon will remind him he's not safe either. Noah will say he's not afraid of Matt. "That is a mistake," she'll reply. "We all need to be afraid of him." Sharon will mention that Matt tortured them for years. Noah will say he would do anything for Sienna in a heartbeat. "Is that the same way you felt about Allie?" Sharon will ask her son. "What happened between you two?" Noah will say there's not much to tell her, and he and Allie just drifted apart. It just wasn't meant to be. He'll add that Sienna didn't come between them. At the lookout, Nick will remind Matt that his father ruined him. So, he'll offer him $1 million for Sienna's safe return. "You disappear, you do not show your face again." He'll finally admit he's Matt Clark, and he'll say maybe 2 million or 10 sounds even better. "Noah's home, he's safe and sound, you should thank me. I could have taken Noah instead of Sienna," Matt will add. "Why do you care? Who is Sienna to you?" He'll say he's doing Nick a favor by leaving Noah alone, and then Nick will punch him. Matt will threaten to jump over the railing, and Nick will encourage him to do so. But he'll change his mind. Nick will tell him to be smart for once in his miserable life, and just take the money. So, he'll agree to it. He'll say once he's out of the country, he'll text Nick a bank account number. Then Nick will show up at Sharon's, and Noah will ask if Sienna's okay. Nick will say she's okay, but Matt won't say where she is until he gets the money. Noah will freak, saying they can't trust Matt. And he'll be right. Matt will return to where his cohort is holding Sienna hostage, and he'll consider taking the money and also killing Noah. Meanwhile, Phyllis will remind Billy of the deal she offered him to get the AII from Victor Newman. But Billy will say Jack's looking at other options. He thinks you're going to take that program and double-cross him. Billy will add that if she doesn't come clean about why she stole the AI program in the first place, the whole deal is off. "First Kane, then you, now Jack," she'll reply. Once again, Phyllis will lie and say she's not in cahoots with Victor, she just wants Marchetti for summer. "I'm trying to protect my kid," she'll add. Billy will tell Phyllis he believes her, and if it was up to him, he'd go ahead with the plan. "But it's not up to me, you gotta convince Jack." So, Phyllis will make her way over to the Abbott estate. Once she's inside, she'll tell Jack she's going to give him a belated Christmas gift. "I'm going to give you your company back." But Jack will say his offer is off the table. Phyllis will ask him what changed. Jack will say he's decided to take a different route. "I'm the only one who can successfully get that AI back from Victor," she'll tell him. "You're making a mistake." Phyllis will ask if he's willing to risk Jabot because he doesn't want to work with her, and she'll want to know who's helping him. "We are done here, Phyllis," Jack will reply. "Happy New Year." Finally, after Phyllis leaves, Billy will arrive and say he thinks Phyllis is still their best option. But Jack will say he already told Phyllis no. Billy will say he doesn't trust the plan with Nicky Newman. "I trust Phyllis right now. I think she wants to do right by Summer. However, Jack will ask Billy what happens if they get the AI. He'll say they've already discussed it. They'll destroy it. "I just have that familiar feeling," Jack will tell his brother, pointing at him, "about you and what that complicated brain is thinking right now." Keep reading the Soap Scoop for Young and the Restless spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our Y&R Facebook group or leave us a reply in our comments section. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Young and the Restless online at cbs.com. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. Y&R spoilers for next week set the stage for emotional reckoning and high-stakes maneuvering as Nick challenges Matt Clark, Adam and Sally face their past, and Mariah's trauma resurfaces just as the new year begins. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of December 29th through January 2nd promise an interesting discussion between Adam and Sally as these two exes confront their complicated past on New Year's Eve. Plus, Nick finally calls Matt Clark's bluff before Nick and Victor end up plotting against the evildoer. Finally, don't miss out on Mariah being haunted once more by Ian Ward as the new year begins. It's going to be a wild start to 2026. Monday, December 29th, 2025, episode number 13282. Nick calls Matt Clark's bluff. Phyllis gives Jack an unexpected gift. Noah worries about Sienna's safety. Victor, Eric Braden, rewards Michael's, Christian LeBlanc, loyalty. Nikki, Melody Thomas Scott, shares a secret with Jack, Peter Bergman. Claire, Haley Aaron, stands by her actions. Kane, Billy Flynn, makes a bold move to impress Lily, Crystal Khalil. Adam, Mark Grossman, and Sally, Courtney Hope, discuss their complicated past. Tessa, Kate Fairbanks, explores her feelings for Daniel, Michael Graziadei. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, December 29th, reveal that Phyllis Summers will surprise Jack Abbott, while Nick Newman tests Matt Clark, a.k.a. Mitch Bacall. Noah Newman will also deal with his worst fear. So let's talk about what's ahead on Y&R. For starters, it turns out Phyllis will have a gift to pass along. Phyllis will have a surprising present for Jack, so maybe it'll be something to give him a little more confidence in her. Jack's been struggling over the idea of trusting Phyllis to help the Abbotts fight back against Victor Newman. Working with Phyllis tends to lead to troubling news and tight spots. The fact that Phyllis only demanded Marchetti for Summer Newman and nothing for herself will remain suspicious as far as Jack's concerned. Jack will feel like there must be something else Phyllis wants. Plus, Jack will have concerns over whether Phyllis will actually hand over the AI program if she steals it back. Phyllis might flat out admit to Jack that she wants to use the program against Victor and take over Newman Enterprises. That's the pitch Phyllis recently made to Kane Ashby, so she might push Jack to get on board. It's even possible Phyllis's plan will be the gift that she offers Jack. Phyllis might play up how Victor's going to suffer and push Jack to accept that he deserves a good dose of revenge. Of course, Jack may have some reservations about that. The current goal is to stop Victor and restore peace to Genoa City, but Phyllis may argue that they have to take things a step further, or else Victor will always pose a threat. Over with Noah, he'll continue to fret over missing Sienna Bacall now that she's back under Matt's control. Noah knows what Matt is capable of by now, so he'll worry that she won't make it out of this alive. However, Nick will convince Matt to join him at the park, where they'll do some negotiating. Since Nick hinted about a deal over the phone, Matt will be willing to hear his proposition. That doesn't necessarily mean Matt will accept the terms, especially if he has a hunch Nick is trying to trick him. Nick's going to put Matt to the test during this confrontation, but Matt may insist he's the boss here and warn that he's not to be messed with. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Matt and Nick have quite a showdown brewing, so stick with us for updates on all the excitement. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, December 26th indicate that Sally Spectra will come through when Jabot needs it. Lauren Fenmore will push Michael Baldwin to do what is right instead of following Victor Newman's orders. Chelsea Lawson will give Adam Newman an ultimatum. Adam and Chelsea may work for Victor, but that does not mean that Chelsea likes what they are doing. Chelsea is completely horrified to learn that the media can be manipulated to completely destroy a company and a man with nothing but words. Chelsea surely does not agree with what they have done to Jack Abbott. Chelsea may not have always been an upstanding citizen. However, now that she has turned over a new leaf and she wants to be a good example for her son, Chelsea just cannot see causing stress to another person for no reason. Chelsea needs Adam to just stop doing Victor's dirty work, or else, but can Adam do that? Michael has been there for Victor through thick and thin. Finally, Lauren had gotten her way, and Michael retired. Lauren was thrilled that her husband was finally not working for Victor again, and they could have a normal life. At least this was the life Lauren thought she was going to have once Michael retired. Victor could not believe that Michael had abandoned him and refused to speak to the poor man for weeks. Victor wanted nothing to do with him. After Victor forgave Michael, he got right back into the middle of Victor's vendetta against Jack Abbott. Lauren, along with most of us, have no idea why Victor is doing this. But fans are with Lauren and want it to stop once and for all. Jack and Billy Abbott are doing their best to hold Victor off as he plans to use the AI program on Jabot. Jack and Billy have literally shut down Jabot to keep it safe. However, Victor has now attacked them in the media, and that may be even worse now that they have mentioned the shutdown, and Jack is having to explain that. However, Sally will be the one that comes through with some information. Jack and Billy have big plans. Sally will show them how to make an end run around Victor and start the New Year's off right. How is Victor going to deal with this situation? Is Jabot finally back on top and out of Victor's reach? Where will this battle go from here? The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease that Kane Ashby, Phyllis Summers, and Jack Abbott might be on the verge of forming a significant alliance. The question arises, will these cunning individuals unite for a takeover of Newman Enterprises? And if so, could they actually pull it off? Fans of Y&R are well aware that Jack enlisted Billy Abbott to have a conversation with Phyllis regarding the plan to reclaim the AI program from Victor Newman. Jack's objective is to dismantle that program and swiftly eliminate any threats posed to the Abbott family. Phyllis is prepared to comply with the wishes of the Abbott family, provided they agree to transfer ownership of Marchetti to Summer. However, she has her own agenda and intends to utilize the AI program effectively before it meets its end. She proposed to Kane the idea of collaborating for a takeover of Newman. With Victor having betrayed her trust, she is now poised to target his company, seeking both financial gain and increased influence. If Jack becomes sufficiently vengeful, he might just find himself on board with that plan and agree to lend a hand. After all, 3 heads are certainly better than 2, and it would be quite entertaining to witness Kane, Phyllis, and Jack banding together against Victor in this cunning scheme. However, Kane has yet to officially agree to join forces with Phyllis. It could become complicated, especially since Lily Winters caught him with his lips on Phyllis in his office. Nevertheless, if Kane ends up jeopardizing the progress he has made with Lily, he might choose to find some form of satisfaction by proceeding with Phyllis's plan. At the very least, Kane could exact some revenge on Victor and reclaim a portion of the power that was taken from him. It's only natural to find it difficult to accept that anyone could genuinely surpass Victor. Even with the combined efforts of Kane, Phyllis, Jack, and the entire Abbott family, it might still fall short of bringing Victor to his knees. However, it's important to note that Victor has reached a point of being out of control and requires someone to rein him in. While this ambitious Newman takeover plan might not succeed as intended, let's keep our fingers crossed that the destruction of the AI program becomes a tangible outcome. According to the spoilers for The Young and the Restless, this formidable alliance could be gearing up to challenge Victor and may soon reveal some astonishing news. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that a preview clip has been released for the week of December 29, 2025. It shows Matt Clark showing up to face off with Nick Newman. Kane Ashby has a proposition for Lily Winters. Plus, Holden Novak asks Claire Grace Newman out for New Year's Eve. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Holden, who approaches Claire. Even though Claire didn't want to pursue a relationship with Holden, they are still friends. The young man will ask Claire out on a date, specifically out for New Year's Eve. Surprisingly, Claire agrees. However, she says under one condition. Judging by the look on her face, Claire has a big favor to ask. I wonder if she wants more details about Audra Charles. Over with Kane, he will go up to Lily. The tycoon will tell his ex-wife that he was going to spend the holiday alone. However, now that she's here, he wants to spend it with her. In fact, Kane says that there is no one else he would rather be with on New Year's Eve. However, Lily looks rather stunned. Even though Tracy Abbott gave her some good advice, Lily also saw Kane and Phyllis Summers too close for comfort. So, I don't blame Lily for being wary. The Young and the Restless spoilers for next week reveal that Nick sends a message to Matt. The man will want to make a deal for Sienna Bacall's release. Knowing Nick, he has some kind of trap planned. Of course, Matt has no interest in giving up Sienna. The man clearly loves the hunt and mind games, so he's going to want to keep this going. Nick isn't even sure Matt is going to show up. However, the villain does. Nick is pretty bold by stating that he didn't think the man would have the guts to show up. Matt doesn't look scared or worried at all, which scares me. It seems that Matt will have some more surprises and curveballs for the Newman family. The villain tells Nick, "I wouldn't miss this party for the world." That certainly doesn't sound good. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of December 29th, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. Nick and Noah play hero. The young and restless spoilers for Monday, December 29th allow Phyllis to make up her mind about which side of the Newman-Jabot feud she's on. This week, Billy asked Phyllis to help him and Jack retrieve the computer program that Phyllis had stolen from Kane and given to Victor in the first place. Phyllis's new plan is to align herself with Kane so that they can defeat Victor, and Phyllis will regain her status as a mogul. And being against Victor means being pro-Jack. Until Phyllis just shifts. But for now, Jack will be blessed by Phyllis's loyalty and her hacking skills. Much to Sharon and Nick's dismay, Noah insists he's in love with Sienna, that Sienna is in love with him, and that she's not in cahoots with Matt. Sienna is in trouble, and she's waiting for her hero, Noah, to rescue her. So it seems that Noah is a romantic like his dad, and he seems to be just as bad at relationships. And speaking of Nick, he won't give up on bringing down Matt, no matter what Sharon says. Like Victor, Nick always knows best, and anyone who disagrees just doesn't love his family as much as Nick does. And that includes Sharon. Sharon would like to keep Nick and Noah safe, but they're going off on their own. Nick calls Matt's bluff and walks straight into a trap? If he does, he'll still explain how his plan was right. It's just Matt refused to play along. The young and the restless spoilers hint that Kane Ashby, Phyllis Summers, and Jack Abbott could be gearing up for a mega alliance. Will these schemers come together for a Newman takeover? Y&R fans know Jack had Billy Abbott talk to Phyllis about stealing the AI program back from Victor Newman. Jack wants to destroy that program and eliminate the threats to the Abbotts ASAP. Phyllis is willing to do what the Abbott clan wants as long as they sign over Marchetti to Summer, but she clearly wants to put the AI program to good use before its destruction. In the December 23rd episode, Phyllis made a pitch to Kane about teaming up for a Newman takeover. Now that Victor has double-crossed Phyllis, she's ready to go after his company and get money as well as power. If Jack gets vengeful enough, he might get on board with that plan and agree to help. 3 heads are better than 2, so it'd be fun to see Kane, Phyllis, and Jack unite against Victor on this sneaky plan. Of course, Kane hasn't agreed to join forces with Phyllis yet. Things could get tricky on Kane's end thanks to Lily Winters spotting him with his lips on Phyllis in his office. However, if Kane loses the progress he's made with Lily, he may decide to salvage some sort of satisfaction by moving forward with Phyllis's plot. At least Kane could get revenge on Victor and reclaim some of the power that was stripped from him. Naturally, it's hard to believe anyone could ever truly best Victor. Even with Kane, Phyllis, Jack, and the full force of the Abbott family, it may not be enough to bring Victor down. That said, Victor is out of control at this point and needs someone to keep him in check. This Newman takeover scheme may not pan out, but let's hope that the AI program's destruction becomes a reality. The young and the restless spoilers say this mega alliance could be rising up against Victor and may deliver some shocking news. The young and the restless spoilers show that your favorite actors played a fun game of this or that, and we're here to share the merriment that resulted. It all went down on the Y&R Insider YouTube channel, and some of the answers are hilarious. Tamara Braun and Roger Howarth were both asked about being naughty or nice question, and they were in agreement. Naughty! Michelle Stafford was asked about Christmas cookies or fruitcake, and she replied, Christmas cookies. Does anyone eat fruitcake? Does anybody like that? Meanwhile, Susan Walters and Peter Bergman opened a red gift box, in which was the question, would you rather cook the Christmas meal or clean the dishes? They also were in agreement with their answer, choosing cleaning over cooking, with Walters saying, always clean the dishes. It's always, hey Sue, bring a salad, don't cook. When it came to choosing holiday shopping online or in person, both Sharon Case and Lucas Adams agreed that online shopping is the way to go. Joshua Morrow, Nathan Owens, and Zuleika Silver were all asked if they would prefer to go ice skating or sledding. Morrow chose ice skating with all the cool gear. Silver preferred ice skating, even if I fall on my butt. And Owens took a different route with sledding because I can make jumps. Melody Thomas Scott and Eric Braden were asked if they prefer Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Scott chose Christmas Day and Braden chose Christmas Eve. According to Braden, in Germany, Christmas Eve is the biggest time. We looked forward to that after the war. We had nothing but the smell of the trees. Scott replied, "Well, I would like to do it on Christmas morning, because that's when all the kids and grandkids are there, and it's almost more exciting to watch them open their presents." Finally, Michael Graciade was asked to choose between candy canes or chocolates, and he had the line of the day, "I would rather get corn dogs. There's one in every crowd. Tell us what your favorite Christmas treat is, Y&R fans. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with the young and the restless right now. Come back here often for the hottest Y&R updates, news, and spoilers. Get comfortable and gain access to the best soap intel on the web." The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates suggest that Sharon Newman might find a new love interest, depending on the direction the show takes her character next. Is it finally time for Sharon to move on from the uncertain Nick Newman and find someone with a future in mind? It's clear that Sharon would love to explore another chapter with Nick, but he still hasn't made a genuine commitment to her. If Nick remains hesitant even after the chaos involving Matt Clark, also known as Mitch Bacall, comes to an end, Sharon may need to reconsider her options. Sharon and Nick have faced numerous challenges together, and more are on the horizon with Matt's recent return to Genoa City. If this troubling situation doesn't motivate Nick to make a commitment, it could signal the end of their romantic future. With this in mind, we might want to consider an alternative romantic storyline for Sharon. At least one Y&R heartthrob could find himself getting closer to Sharon at the perfect time with Detective Burrow now in Genoa City. He's collaborating with the GCPD to take down Matt. If Detective Burrow ends up being the hero of the day, Sharon might feel a deep sense of gratitude towards him. One can easily picture a moment where Sharon expresses her regret for not trusting Burrow earlier. She may express her thanks to Burrow for assisting in putting Matt behind bars, or even worse, depending on how things unfold. Should Burrow secure a permanent transfer to the GCPD, it could open the door for some romantic possibilities in Genoa City. Matt Cohen is an exceptional actor who deserves to stick around, so perhaps the show will keep him in town for fresh storylines. The chemistry between Sharon and Detective Burrow could make for a sizzling couple, making this pairing a viable option. It would certainly be an intriguing twist if Burrow developed feelings for Sharon while they tackle the impending Matt situation. This could spark some jealousy in Nick, potentially leading him to reconsider his commitment to Sharon in the future. However, it's also feasible that Sharon and Nick might remain just friends indefinitely. If that's the scenario, Sharon could be inclined to pursue something new with Detective Burrow. Welcome to the Young and the Restless Daily YAPP for a quick, and by that I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. The Young and the Restless chose wisely with this year's holiday rebroadcast with the episode from 2010 in which Victor VIII, fully aware of his Charles Dickens, went on a journey similar to the one that Ebenezer Scrooge did in A Christmas Carol. The mogul could use a refresher about the true meaning of the holidays and life by sitting down and viewing this episode. Throughout the show, Victor knew each part that was coming next, but that didn't stop him from being emotionally impacted. He took to heart how family members gathered at his grave and let their true feelings be known. His son, Nicholas, simply wanted to get back to work. His daughter, Abby, had to get to a photo shoot. Taking this, along with visits from ghosts of Christmas past and Christmas present, Victor had a change of heart. Shooting the dream sequences in black and white was very effective and served as a contrast to the colors in the final act, in which Victor visited family, friends, and foes, bearing gifts. "Merry Christmas," Victor told Nikki at the end of the episode. Watching Victor with his beloved golden retriever at the end of the episode was the perfect touch. Want more details? We got you! Soap Central has the best full Y&R recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each and every one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not. Seriously, do not. Forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs. In the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is, if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Wednesday, December 24th, 2025. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Victoria Newman to call a truce. Victor Newman is reminded of the true meaning of Christmas. Plus, Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins Abbott count their blessings. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Jack and Diane. Even though they had to take Jabot offline and are now dealing with Victor's media attack, Tracy Abbott issued some good advice. Tracy suggested that Diane is the right person to fight for the Abbott family. At the same time, Tracy recommended that Jack and Diane wait to strike back. The holidays are supposed to be about family, not fighting. So, Jack and Diane will do just that and count their blessings. While they are in uncharted territories with Jabot, they still have so much to be grateful for. Over at Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra's place, there will be a Christmas surprise. Victoria calls a truce and brings the kids to see their dad. As Sally gives a big dimple-filled smile, Victoria stops by with Johnny Abbott and Katie Abbott. Even though Victor is attacking the Abbotts, Victoria isn't a part of that. Plus, they know the holidays are really about the kids. The Young and the Restless spoilers for tomorrow's episode reveal that Nikki threatened to leave Victor over his attack on Jack. Not only is Jack a longtime friend, but he saved Nikki during her relapse storyline. It's also Christmas, which just makes it even worse for Nikki. However, Nikki was reminded of everything she's gone through with Victor. While the man is selfish and arrogant, he does love his family. As for Victor, he told Nikki to leave if she wanted to. However, he really didn't mean that. Victor really doesn't have anything if Nikki is gone. So, I imagine that Victor will get a reminder of the true meaning of Christmas. While Nikki and Victor still have a lot to overcome with their marriage, for the holidays, they will come together and celebrate with the family. So, let's see what the future holds in 2026. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Wednesday, December 24th, 2025? Her relationship with Kane could cause even bigger problems for her daughter. The Young and the Restless has been teasing Summer's rumored return. She could end up in Genoa City after discovering that Marchetti had gone under. Phyllis has been entangled with Kane, both professionally and romantically, which could ruin everything that her daughter worked so hard to build. In May 2024, Summer left Genoa City for Italy. She had to focus on Marchetti since she lost Sally and Chelsea. They jumped onto their respective partners' businesses, which hasn't been smooth sailing. In fact, Summer is at the center of some of the drama, no thanks to her mom. Phyllis gave Victor the AI software program. So, this gives him free rein to attack anyone. But Victor proved that he doesn't need AI to take down Jack. He can just easily expose his weakness by having his son, Adam, release a hit piece about Jabot shutting down. The news came out at the Abbott Communications launch party. Daniel wondered what this meant for Summer. He immediately called his sister and asked her to contact him at her earliest convenience. Daniel was shocked since Jabot was the strongest company in Genoa City. He doesn't understand how this could happen. That's when he wondered whether his own mother knew. Phyllis said she was blindsided by this news. Jack didn't tell her what happened. She was gravely concerned about Jabot. Daniel pressed his mom for more information. Why was she so concerned about Jabot? She claimed that she was more concerned about Summer. It could affect her professionally and financially. Daniel could tell that Phyllis was in the midst of whatever was happening with Jabot. She blamed Victor for what happened, but her relationship with Kane isn't any better. No one can trust her. not even her own children. Phyllis's plan with Victor could ultimately be exposed. After all, she should know better than to trust Victor's intentions. Victor could expose her dirty little secret, and then find out that she's been canoodling with Cain behind his back, which also won't be kept secret for long. Phyllis is involved with a man who's ruined so many businesses and lives since his return. Summer will be livid once she finds out the truth and what it costs her future. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 2 weeks suggest some twists. Expect Matt Clark to cause mayhem in Genoa City. Michael Baldwin chooses a side. Plus, Cain Ashby is crushed. Keep reading. And let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Before getting to the 2-weekers, let's start off by discussing what is coming up from December 22 to 26, 2025. Fans will continue to see Victoria Newman worry about Claire Grace Newman's connection to Holden Novak. Victoria won't be the only one to worry about Claire's connection to Holden. Victor Newman will also voice his concerns. As for Nikki Newman, she has threatened to divorce Victor over the Jabot scandal. Nikki has stood by Victor during his worst moments. However, she is getting fed up, especially since Jack Abbott saved her life. Meanwhile, Kyle Abbott will wonder if there is any future with Claire. The young man is starting to realize it might be time to give up. Of course, that's probably when Claire will realize he is the one. As for Cain, he will get crushing news. Just when he was getting in with Lily Winters, she spots something disturbing. Lily sees Cain getting a little too close to Phyllis Summers. Over with Noah Newman, he will tell his parents about Sienna Bacall's kidnapping. Nick Newman and Sharon Newman will be worried about their son's head injury. However, he will insist that they have to find Sienna. When Nick suggests that Sienna went with Matt willingly, Noah blows up. By the end of the week, there will be a showdown between Nick and Matt. However, which man will be the winner? Aside from all the Matt and business drama, it's also Christmas. Victor and Nikki are reminded of the true meaning of Christmas. Meanwhile, Jack and Diane Jenkins Abbott count their blessings. Billy Abbott and Victoria form a truce for the holiday. So, that brings Johnny Abbott and Katie Abbott by. Plus, Sally Spectra delivers powerful intel to the Abbott family. Also, Lauren Fenmore Baldwin will help Michael figure out which friend to betray. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 2 weeks reveal that fans will likely see the outcome of Nick's face-off with Matt. Sienna will likely be rescued. But could Schick be right to suspect her? There should also be some New Year's celebrations and romance, so stay tuned. Young and the Restless gives Phyllis Summers ready to steal the AI back from Victor Newman. But I expect she is going to go rogue and betray the Abbotts when she starts selfishly working her own angle yet again. We're going to talk about how Phyllis may flip the script after stealing Cain Ashby's AI back from the mustache. So, recently, Phyllis cut a deal with Billy Abbott that she would steal the AI back from Victor, but only if the Abbott sign over Marchetti to Summer Newman. Now, the deal was she'd steal it and give it to them to destroy. And no surprise, Jack Abbott was more than happy to make the deal. And I'm sure Phyllis demanded that they go ahead and sign Marchetti over before she does anything. So the Abbotts want the AI out of Victor's hands so they can destroy it. And Victor can't run power mad and ruin anybody else's company or life. But this week, Phyllis confirmed that she has other plans for the AI that she's going to steal back from Victo. So, Phyllis goes to Cain with a peace offering. She brings him a little wooden puzzle. Phyllis got it for him. Because Cain likes puzzles and mazes. I mean, I guess he liked it because there was one at the chateau. And Phyllis wants them to be friends. And she's telling Cain they can make things happen together. So, Phyllis is all about, Cain, we make a good team, Elle. We shouldn't waste time hating each other because it's boring. And Phyllis claims she came there with humility and thinks that them working together is the answer. Cain seems skeptical because you can't trust her. We all know that. And he doesn't think Phyllis needs him for anything. But she disagrees with Cain and says they need each other. Phyllis says they're perfect for each other. And then she told Cain she wants to turn around and use the AI against Victor to take over Newman Enterprises. And Cain is intrigued by the idea of running Newman Enterprises. But he doesn't like it when Phyllis calls him Aristotle Dumas. He's insisting he doesn't want to be that person anymore. But Phyllis thinks Cain should let the Dumas inside him come out and play. And then Phyllis kisses Kane, and even though it doesn't look like he's kissing Phyllis back, of course, that's when Lily Winters walks through the door of the Kane's train and is horrified, even though it's definitely one-sided on Phyllis's behalf. I do suspect Lily assumes the worst of Kane because he said he was done with Phyllis, but there she is kissing him. So, I think the damage might be done with Lily, at least for now, unless she gives Kane the chance to explain and gives him the benefit of the doubt, which I don't know if she will. So he may stick to his guns and tell Phyllis, kick rocks. But then again, Kane seems very intrigued by Phyllis's proposal, and despite Kane playing it cool about Victor destroying Arabesque, Kane doesn't like that Victor used his own AI against him. So, Kane might be considering doing this thing and working with Phyllis for revenge. But on the other hand, Kane claims to want to be a better man so he could turn Phyllis down, especially if he can get Lily to believe him that Phyllis was kissing him and he wasn't into it at all. But if Kane thinks Lily is 100% done with him, he might throw in with Phyllis because he's angry and wants to lash out at something and someone, and Victor's a good target. Whether or not Kane decides to team up with Phyllis, though, I think she's going to go for it with the AI. And of course, even if Kane works with Phyllis to destroy Victor, we could still see Kane giving Phyllis the boot once Lily's back in town after Crystal Khalil's maternity leave is over. Either way, whether or not Kane plays along, I'm sure Phyllis is going to go ahead with her plan. And if she can steal the AI back, I can totally see her going rogue and not giving it to Jack or Billy like she promised. She hates Victor, and now Phyllis has even more reasons to destroy him. She's hated Victor for a long time, for a lot of reasons, for a lot of very good reasons, and he just screwed Phyllis over again. So, I think that iced the vendetta cake, and she's not going to stop on Young and the Restless. And honestly, Victor kind of deserves a little payback and a little karma coming his way to kick him in the bottom. I'd be happy to see Phyllis deliver a little butt-whooping on Victor because honestly, Phyllis is the person that Victor would probably most hate to defeat him, even more so than Jack, because Victor does not see Phyllis as a worthy opponent. So, I think it would kill Victor if Phyllis wrecked Newman Enterprises. And let's be real, a lot of fans are sick of Victor always going after the Abbotts for revenge and playing God with people's lives. I mean, for way too long, Victor has gotten away with everything. So if Phyllis goes rogue and takes him down, I think that's karma long overdue. And really, Billy already expects Phyllis to betray them, and Jack knows she can't be trusted. However, as long as Phyllis keeps the AI out of Victor's hands and only uses it against Newman Enterprises, I think Billy, Jack, and Diane Jenkins might sit back and laugh. It is about time that Victor gets what he deserves, and somebody finally puts him in his place. And honestly, why not Phyllis? Over the years, Victor has done so much bad to her, so I'd kind of be here for Phyllis taking a wrecking ball to Newman Enterprises. Nikki Newman's already ready to leave Victor, and she just demanded he turn the AI over to her and said she'll destroy it so that he can't use it against Jack. So, right now, Victor is faced with Nikki's ultimatum, and she said she's sick of all of this because whether Victor likes it or not, Jack saved her life. And basically, Victor's got one chance. If he doesn't give the AI to Nikki or let her stand there and watch his tech team delete it, then I say Victor deserves whatever happens next. Either he needs to have some sort of personal epiphany, a Christmas miracle, and does what Nikki asks and gives the AI to her, otherwise Victor may get a rude awakening that's been a long time coming. I don't think he knows he's at a crossroads that's so serious. But Phyllis is ready to pounce, and I think she's going to take action soon, whether or not Kane decides to be her co-conspirator. And honestly, it could be amazing. Victor was just talking about how Jack's a Nepo baby who was given everything, and Victor made his own fortune with no help. So even if Phyllis ruins Newman, Victor could make a comeback, and that would be a tale of redemption that I'd like to see. But I do suspect Kane is going to be on board with Phyllis, especially after Lily takes off. But either way, Victor could very well lose his empire, or at the very least, Phyllis could cripple it. And then Victor has to do the same thing Jack did and take Newman Enterprises offline, and he'd have to unplug Newman Media and take Chancellor offline too, which could be devastating to all these companies. And Billy would jump at the chance to splash that news on Abbott.com the same way that they splashed on Newman Media what Jack had to do, taking Jabot offline. Billy would love to publish that Victor is failing, and his companies are going down the tubes and he's scrambling. And I mean, honestly, the Abbotts might even throw a party for Phyllis, even though she may go back on her word to them. The Young and the Restless, spoilers for the next 3 weeks, December 22nd to January 9th, reveal that Lily Winters is ready to move forward, Victor Newman gets a shock, and Sally Spectra finds herself in a tense situation. The week of December 22 to 26 reveals that angry Nikki Newman digs her heels in on leaving Victor if he doesn't give up the AI program. Jack Abbott is touched that Nikki will leave Victor for him, but he doesn't think that the mustache will budge. Spoiler alert, after the Christmas Eve episode, Victor may come around and realize what truly matters in life. Victor and Nikki still have a way to go to mend their estrangement, but they are chastened by the spirit of the season. Speaking of the December 24 episode, fans will see Jack and Diane Jenkins Abbott celebrate, while Victoria Newman and the kids head to Billy Abbott's house to decorate. Sally is also there, and things turn awkward when Victoria sticks around for some family time with Billy, Johnny Abbott, and Katie Abbott. Meanwhile, Nick Newman, Sharon Newman, and Noah Newman worry and wonder about MIA Sienna Bacall, as they suspect that things are not over with Matt Clark, aka Mitch Bacall. Elsewhere, Lily Winters is livid to find Kane Ashby and Phyllis Summers in a precious moment. Is this the deciding point that sees her leave town for a bit? We think it's highly likely, since Crystal Khalil's maternity leave is on the way. Fans will see an encore EPI on December 25th, and the soap returns to regular programming on December 26th. At that time, Sally Spectra comes upon major info that she hands over to Billy and Jack. At the same time, Chelsea Lawson makes a declaration about Newman Media that leaves Adam Newman in a tight spot. Michael Baldwin also finds himself between a rock and a hard place and depends on Lauren Fenmore Baldwin to help him process. Michael is on the fence about busting Victor over the AI program, and we suspect that Lauren provides a voice of reason. During the week of December 29th to January 2nd, Nick prepares to ruin Matt, and Victor is right beside him. Unfortunately, this means his family is at risk, including Nikki. We suspect that Nikki lands in danger, which opens Victor's eyes to the silliness of arguing with her over AI. Will Victor get down on his hands and knees once his wife is safe and sound? Despite evil, Matt lurking in the shadows, New Year's Eve brings celebration and joy. Speaking of Matt, the week of January 5th to 9th could see major ground broken in bringing him down once and for all. Nick goes all out to stop Matt's reign of terror no matter the cost. Elsewhere, Kyle and Claire Newman move forward with their plot to bring down Audra Charles. In the midst of their partnership, Claire and Kyle will be tested. Do they remember the good times or decide it's end times for them? Red hot, The Young and the Restless spoilers point to the next 3 weeks, bringing drama and delight, terror and celebration. So stay tuned to see what happens next.